Welcome to Unity Let's Go! My first project. We're going to first go to Unity Hub, and here we're going to create a new project. So first off, we want to see what our editor version is. Unity Hub by default tries to use your latest version. However, if you wanted to use a previous version that you have installed, then you can go to this dropdown and pick a previous version. The next thing to know is the templates that you can use. So here are the first basic templates that you can use. You can use 2D or 3D, and then there is URP. URP stands for Universal Render Pipeline. It's a new way of rendering that Unity has implemented to make rendering more universal and, in theory, work across multiple platforms. I personally found it to be a bit of a headache, and so it's better to kind of just start with a basic version, and you can always upgrade to URP, but it's difficult to downgrade from URP back to standard. We can also look at these different templates that include like Cinematic Studio, VR, AR, and what these do are automatically import the packages that are required to make each one of those work. And I'll go into packages in a little bit. These other ones are templates of pre-made projects that you can go through, you can learn, you can grab assets from, you can look at their code, see how they're built, and what their project layout looks like. So these are really good for references. But for us, we're just gonna start with a normal 3D. So let's create a project name, and this one's gonna be called My First Project. And what I like to do is add an additional identifier to it. And this is helpful because sometimes you'll create a project and you like the project name that you've made, but through time you'll find out that your project, like something happens, it gets corrupted, or you found that like you were building an URP and now you have to like undo all of that, and so you have to build a whole new project and import all of your assets back into a standard format. Instead of renaming your project, it's just easier to have your project name and then a new identifier, whether that be bananas or croissant. It could be anything you want. You could also do like 1 and then 2 and 3. I just find it more aesthetically pleasing to have an identifier that I can latch on to. Then when it comes to location, I'm going to heavily suggest that you build a folder within your documents folder that is called GitHub and store all of your long-lasting projects in the GitHub folder. And this is just going to make it easier when you ultimately incorporate version control into your workflow. And all of the GitHub projects are going to be saved under Documents GitHub. That's where we're going to save this project, and you're going to go ahead and create this project. So go ahead and start creating it. I've opened that, and I'm going to select it and open it, and it will start. So while your project is loading, and mine is also loading, I'm going to guide you over to the Unity Asset Store. So if you just search that in Google, then it should be the first item that pops up. And when you click into that, first we want to sign in to our Unity ID. And once you've done that, in order to get any of the assets, I believe you need at least a placeholder credit card number. I am going to utilize a lot of packages from the Unity Asset Store just because it's so much more helpful to a development process to have these packages that you make part of your workflow. So in our case, we're going to be using the Simpletown Lite. Simpletown Lite. The reason I like this is because it's a free asset pack. It comes from Cinti Studios, which creates lots of low poly packs, which are really helpful. If you're not an artist, you can always just lean on them to create the models for you, and then you work on the development stuff. That's really helpful. The alternative is to search for assets in the asset store. So we could go to home, we go to 3D. Down here, we can see pricing. It might be minimized, but if we open that up, then we can go to free assets, and it'll just bring up all the different free assets that are available. And these are just models, but the other options are, tools, add-ons, audio, essentials, templates, visual effects. So these are all like really nice to be able to lean on. And it's one of the reasons why I'm sort of introducing you quickly to the Unity Asset Store and importing packages. Let's go to our Simpletown Lite, and for you may need to just purchase it. It's not going to charge anything because it is free. but it is going to make you go through the process of quote unquote purchasing it. And after you've done that, then you should be able to open in Unity, and it'll ask you to open in Unity Editor. Hopefully your project has loaded by this time, and I'm going to open this. So let's go to a new scene, and we want to go to the package manager. It should have opened package manager up for you already. If you don't see it, then I'll show you in the Unity toolbar. We're going to go to Window and to Package Manager. It should automatically lead you to either the Unity registry, or because we did it through the asset store, it might actually show you the actual package. But if you're not seeing that, then by default it shows you a Unity registry, and these are actually the packages that you would load up if you had picked one of those previous templates, like the AR or the cinematic or the VR templates. And really all of those are a basic Unity template with these packages already installed. If you wanted to catch up and upgrade to an AR friendly package, then you would just go to this package manager, the AR side, and just install all of these packages. The same with VR and the same with the Cinematic Studio. There are also additional packages down here if you want to get a little bit more specific. But for us, we want our own custom package. So we want to go to My Assets, and you can see I have like 192 packages. We want to find the most recent, so our purchase date with the arrow up, we're going to click on that one, and it's going to show us our most recent Unity package. From here, we can go to download. You want to download it, and that just means it's going to exist on your computer, but it doesn't exist within the project yet. And in order to make it available in the project, we need to import it. When we import it, it's going to give us a prompt of what are all the different files that are going to be included in the install or the import. And you can specify which ones you actually want. If you know you only want one specific thing, then you can just uncheck everything and you can say none and only select like I just want the demo scene. In our case, we want to do all of it. So go ahead and click all and import that. Once you are done, then we can see that over here in our bottom left, this is our project folder. This can be dragged around, but we're just going to keep it here. And we can see that we have our assets folder and our scenes, which is just the basic, and then our new package that we just imported, the Simple Town Light. So in here we can go to our demo, and this icon is for scenes. So if we double click on that, then this is our demo scene. That should be it for this tutorial. On the next one, we're going to go into navigation as well as what the entire layout is. I hope it was helpful, and I'll check you later. If you like this content and would like to see more, consider supporting us on Patreon or one of these supported platforms.